My name is Everitt, and I work with the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence.
All right,
Can you imagine a future free from gun violence?
Yes.
Can you imagine a future where our children can go to school and concentrate on learning without fearing for their safety? Can you imagine a future where mothers will no longer have to grieve for sons and daughters who were lost long before they had a chance to fulfill their promise and raise families of their own? Can you imagine a future where criminals and dangerous individuals attempt to obtain guns and find it difficult or impossible to do so? I can imagine such a future because I am standing today in the presence of many victims and survivors of gun violence who have had the courage to stand up despite their grief and take action to ensure that no other family has to endure the pain and loss that they have. I can imagine such a future because of the determination of a mother in Virginia, Abby Spangler, who decided last year that she had had enough and who has worked tirelessly to organize her fellow citizens to advocate for change to ensure that future tragedies will be prevented. I can imagine such a future because we must imagine such a future. The 30,000 lives lost needlessly to gun violence each year are too terrible a price for our society to pay, personally, spiritually, and morally. I had the pleasure of hearing Pat Craig speak last week at a dinner hosted by the Brady campaign. Ms. Craig is the aunt of Ryan Clark, just one of the exceptional young people who was lost at Virginia Tech a year ago today. Struggling with her emotion, but seemingly gaining strength from it, Ms. Craig looked calmly out at the audience and declared that we are a people of faith, and we are destined, in her words, to prevail in our struggle to enact common sense gun laws and save lives.
Yep.
I was inspired and touched by her words, and I was reminded of another victim of gun violence who was taken from us 40 years ago this month. Tired, plagued by threats, and disturbed by the violence that was threatening his movement, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. rose to give what would be his final speech in Memphis on April 3rd, 1968. "Well, I don't know what will happen now," he said. "We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop, and I don't mind. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know that tonight, that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord." We have our own difficult days ahead in this movement, but we should take Dr. King's word to heart. Be happy. Don't fear. Love those around you. And bring to life the type of world that you want to live in. And let your faith guide you. For one day, we will get to the promised land. One day, because of your efforts and the efforts of others of like spirit and heart, we will create a future free from gun violence.